It is January 6th, 2023, and I am excited to do my first video of the new year. Um, Excited to announce that my office in Lansing is now open. I'm looking forward to continue on what I was doing in the house of solving problems and offering better solutions to challenges we face in the state of Michigan. I thought it would be timely. It's the new year. Maybe I could talk about what to expect in 2023. It is a year of a lot of changes, especially at the outset. If you look, the state senate in particular is the first time where the Democrats have had a majority since 1983. So my entire life, Republicans have had a majority in the state senate. So it's going to be a big change. Also, you got to keep in mind that the Democrats did win a majority of the state house by one seat. So, if you factor in Governor Whitmer having the governorship, this is the first time the Democrats have had complete control of state government in many decades. So it is a big change. So, what can we expect? Looking at we have a change of leadership. What can we expect in the new year? I think one of the biggest changes will be sweeping reforms and changes to Michigan's abortion laws. If you look at the rhetoric that the Democrats had and those that were pushing Proposal 3 last year, it was to restore Roe. They are going to go well beyond what abortion legislation and policy was in the state of Michigan pre last summer with the Dobbs decision. Um, I guess time will tell what those changes are actually going to be, but uh, I suspect it's going to be a very, very different environment from what it was even 6 months ago. Next would be an expansion of the Elliott Larson law in the state of Michigan. Many people are probably aware there are 6 protected classes against discrimination, mainly in housing and employment at the federal level. Well, the state has a law that's similar to that. It's called the Elliott Larson Act. And what the Democrats will likely do is include sexual orientation and gender identity into that law. So we'll see if they do that. Next would be gun control legislation. There are dozens of different proposals that I've seen. All of them go after um, law-abiding uh, law-abiding citizens who use their Second Amendment right, rather than going after criminals and putting them behind bars and keeping our streets safe. So that will be a huge priority for the Democrats as well. Next would be tax relief or tax reform. There's been proposals for increasing the earned income tax credit and also what the Democrats will call is repealing the pension tax. But really what that is it would allow those with a public pension, government employees, former government employees, to not pay state income tax. I might do a video on that issue all by itself. There's a lot that I could dissect with that. So, but we have a lot of money in the state's coffers right now, and there's definitely room for much needed tax relief. A couple of other big ones, prevailing wage. That's something that I voted on in my first term. Essentially, we wasted a lot of money by this policy of ensuring that state projects have a prevailing wage. Uh, it's just wasteful spending. It does not really serve any other purpose than a handout to those that I guess are politically aligned with the Democratic Party. Next would be right to work. This was something that was put in place a decade ago. This is a big one. If Michigan loses its right to work status, not only does that take away an individual's freedom to not be required to associate with a certain entity, so there's huge, I guess, there's a huge consideration of people's liberty, I guess, with forcing this type of policy. The other is it will greatly reduce the amount of growth and opportunities that people will see in the state of Michigan. I was unfortunate to have graduated college in 2007, which was at the height of the lost decade. I've seen what policies like this can do. I watched most of my friends, including myself, leave the state to go get a job. I went in the Marine Corps. Many of those friends have not come back. So, for those of us with young kids, this is something we do not want to see. We want to see opportunities, and we want to see growth in the state of Michigan. Um, and lastly, I think one thing that's under the radar that a lot of people aren't talking about that I'm expecting is a clampdown on charter schools. This could come in various different ways. I think what's likely and what we've seen in the past is they'll probably cut the per pupil funding for charter schools. So if if your kids go to a traditional K through 12 school, your local school district, they receive a certain amount of money per pupil. Right now, it's just over $9,000 per kid. What they could do is cut that number for charter schools or online schools by 25 to 50%. Who knows what they'll try to do? It's very tragic because, ironically, where are most of these charter schools at? They're in inner city urban areas. Those areas the Democrats claim that they're looking out for. So what we're going to see is in those areas, those disadvantaged kids are going to have less of an opportunity for a good education, which will unfortunately narrow the scope of opportunities that they have later in life. So uh, yeah, I kind of feel like I've gone over a lot of things that aren't very positive. There is a lot of things that aren't very positive right now, but we must all keep in mind that this is all in the Lord's hands, and we have to keep positive, keep moving forward. I'm going to work hard for the people of the 18th Senate District in the state of Michigan, and I appreciate all your time, and God bless. Thank you.